first got interested in guitar when I was about 12 years old. It became a bit of an obsession. I started an instrument building course when I was about 16 or 17 with Peter Kempster, and I went to California and did a guitar building course over there and travelled around visiting factories and guitar builders. And when I came home, I was fortunate enough to be, well, friends with Jim Redgate and Bryan DeGruchy, and I used to hang around at their workshops a fair bit and learn as much as I could.
I met Steve, he gave me a phone call one day and wanted to buy some wood to build a guitar. And it's just escalated from there. I mean, we've had a close association ever since.
This particular guitar is the first guitar I ever made. It's an Alaskan bear claw top. The back is Honduran mahogany. It's standing up okay. It's got a few design ideas that I wanted to use, and you know, time has shown that it's worked well.
Yeah, well, I've played every guitar that he's built actually, all the acoustics. So, and yeah, he could always find something wrong with them. I thought they were pretty reasonable guitars actually, but doesn't take a lot of helping. He's pretty sharp, that boy.
Okay, Steve, sounds good, mate.
Oh, g'day, Bill. Didn't see you there. Cool.
Yeah, how'd you go?
It's okay. There's a little bit of buzzing, but I think it's because you've only got about 4 1/1000ths of an inch relief in the neck, and there's no truss rod. So if you wanted to make the guitar cleaner, you could probably go a heavier gauge string, if you can cope with it. This is how the front. I made this guitar for her. She actually asked me to do it, and it's interesting because I went to see her perform at the Gov one night, and I thought, I'd love to make a guitar for her. She's got a fantastic sonorous voice. She's a great orator as well, and her music really has a lot of content with a meaning, and it really carries something.
Can't you see there's a man here barely breathing? Can't you?
She approached me and said she wanted me to modify a bass for her and put another neck on it and put some strings on it and make this sort of a contraption, I guess. What we decided to do in the end was build a guitar totally from scratch. So what we ended up with was an acoustic bass with 2 octave pairs that mimic, in a way, an octave bouzouki. I met Bryan first time in the 80s. He was working at a guitar dealership. I met him there. I kept asking him to show me how to do things, and he kept going, yeah, okay, but you know, that's what I do to people now, because you have to, because there's so many people who want to know exactly what you're doing. But we developed a relationship over time. I've been going to see him every week for 14, 15 years.
Salvage!
Groot, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad. What are you up to?
Just come for a visit. He's a great inspiration. I mean, he's built 500 guitars, 500 or 600 guitars on a bench with hand tools, and every one I've played in the last 14 years has been a winner. He's amazing. He's an inspiration. I want to be like that. I want to be like Bryan DeGruchy.
When I was a kid, I used to listen to the old hillbilly programs and that when I was allowed, and I always listened to the guitars. They fascinated me, so the interest has always been there. But I thought I'd build myself a guitar and one for each of my boys, and that was sort of what started it.
Notice my foot's going.
Tommy Emmanuel I'd met previous years through music and that. A friend suggested that he had a concert in town and suggested that I should take a couple of guitars down for him to have a look at. So I did exactly that, and sat there for about 2.5 hours waiting to see Tommy Emmanuel. And finally this guy raced out and said, okay, he said, bring your guitars, come in, you've got 5 minutes. Anyway, about half an hour later I actually left. But Tommy played 2 guitars that I had there, a rosewood one and the maple cutaway guitar that is actually on his instructional video. And he liked the maple one and he actually bought it that was it, took it with him.
And, boy, there's a lot of songs you can play with those 3 chords.
And Casey, of course, I knew Casey Chambers when she was just a baby. Casey is so small. So Nash came to me one day and said, you know, I think we should build Casey a small body guitar. Is that possible? I said, yeah, sure. And so we did.
Dennis Tech was a founding member of Radio Birdman. He's a pretty seminal rock and roll guitar player. He's a bit of a cult figure. His bass player and drummer, Godoy twins, came up with a concept for a guitar which they drew on a napkin and they put it on their blog. And a friend of mine saw it, drew it up on Illustrator, sent it to me and said, why don't we do this? We did, and now it's a signature series. Computer design, computer-aided design is good because you can build the guitar on screen. You can see how it's going to look from every angle. You can see how the components are going to relate to each other. In the case of a guitar like the Dennis Tech guitar, which is essentially a flat-top guitar, and then the necks I make by hand, of course. The computer design is it's expedient. It's good. It makes me mildly competitive with some of the major manufacturers.
I personally am not interested in CNC machines, etc. I love to build the traditional way. Some of my techniques came out of the ark and probably should have stayed there, but advanced technology, of course, has made things a lot easier. I mean, you've still got to put a guitar together and do all the work that probably really counts, but you know, the guitar, the end product is still going to be the product of the ears and eyes and ability of the person to actually get the best out of the wood that they're using.
For myself in the future, I would like to just keep building, not on a big scale, small to medium. If I could employ some people in South Australia, that would be great. Building acoustic guitars, building my signature series guitars, nothing too stressful. Let's just keep it rolling.